with Brenchon Cup. We see it with some of the other community events that are happening, like a Clash League and all these like third-party community events. And like the team is very receptive to working with third-party tournaments, and like the team is really stepping it up for Clash Royale. And it looks like they're just like getting that philosophy and just kind of like they want to apply that to their game lead as well. So hopefully, I'm sure there's going to be tons and tons of applicants who send in. Hopefully they find the one that will help. That's all I'll say. Hopefully CR can get the game lead. The hero that the community needs, you know? I mean, if it was up to me, just based on like the presence, I'd put Drew up there. But again, being a game lead, there are a bunch of different skill sets than a community manager that maybe Drew doesn't necessarily have, and Drew is better off in a community manager position, right? I think it would be great to see that, but I don't know if A, Drew wants to do that, or B, if there are other skill sets that are required, you know? But I love Drew. Drew has been one of the best people on the Clash Royale team. And of course, Seth. Seth got a lot of hate, but man, like for the balances and everything like that, I actually really like the balances that they were doing. I just think there were other issues with the game. Like Seth was doing a really good job bringing the game to an overall balance. But I think there were too many other underlying issues that made the balances seem not impactful. I think that was the biggest issue there. But let's get into the gameplay, and we'll talk about some stuff when we have time. Fireball coming in and onto the Princess. Royal Hogs getting a ton of damage on the right-hand side. Bandit not going to be able to clean those up quickly. Look at that, 757 remaining on the right-hand side. We have Jabuz versus Winter. Winter is a very solid up-and-coming player. Hasn't been around the scene for too long, but really starting to make a name for himself in the past few months. Obviously on Romania's national team roster. Bandit going to be able to connect there. Electro Spirit trying to help take care of the wall breakers. Both wall breakers are able to connect. Flying Machine not going to go for the Princess. So this Princess is going to be able to get this tower very low. No big spell. So it has to be a Goblin Barrel or another Princess, a couple Princess shot connections, because I don't think 124 is going to be enough. We'll probably see Royal Recruits coming down here. No Zappies are going to come down. Does Jabuz have the login cycle? He does have the login cycle. Wall breakers are going to be able to come through, but the log chips them back. And with the Zappies up forward, it's going to be a Fireball log on the right-hand side, but Jabuz is going to go with the Royal Hogs. Fireball going to be able to connect. The Piggy connects, and there it is. Game number 1 going to Jabuz. GG, well played, Jabuz. Taking that first game. Once we get the stats up here, we'll be showing them on screen. Here we go. So game number 1. Going in favor of Jabuz. It's that Royal Hogs Royal Recruits deck, so the double Royal, and then Winter with a kind of wall breaker Goblin Barrel. Haven't really seen this deck before. And yeah, it was a very close game. The wall breakers, the Princess made it very close at the end, and with no big spell, Jabuz was able to come back, get through. I mean, there was really nothing that Winter had for the Royal Hogs. Like, he had to get Princess connections, had to get the delivery connection, probably had to get a Hunter down, but that's like 8 elixir, you know? That's a lot of elixir to spend to take down 5 elixir, and even at that, oops, I forgot to hit spectate. Even at that, like, you don't really get that much, you know? Like, it's 5 elixir, and he has to spend Princess, Delivery, that's already 6. The Hunter, that's 10. 10 elixir to stop 5 elixir, and even then, you don't fully stop the Royal Hogs. Not the best matchup for Winter right there, but still played it very well. Same for Jabuz. Jabuz had a good matchup, played it well. Just a couple mistakes here and there, got a lot of tower damage. But nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy. But this is a duo mode. If you guys are new to No Tilt Worlds, this is duo mode, so it's 1v1 played in duo mode. So none of the cards we saw in the last game will, or for each individual player, will be appearing in this game. And then set 2 is just a straight up 1v1 best of 3, no bans, just good old fashioned Clash Royale. And then the third set is King of the Hill. And then we'll get to, and then sets 4 and 5 are respective to the same as sets 1 and 2. So set 4, duo mode, set 5, 1v1, best of 3, no bans. It looks like Winter is going to have a Splash Yard deck. Here, last card is going to be Graveyard. And then Jabuz might have Rage as his last card. Has the Barb Barrel in there. So maybe Snowball, maybe something else. But most likely Rage is one of the last remaining 2 cards. Yep, there's a Snowball. Sparky coming down. See how this is going to play out. We have a Bowler, Inferno Dragon, and Baby Dragon coming through on the right-hand side going up against a Sparky. Sparky might get frozen here. It's going to be a Lightning. It is not going to be a Rage. It is going to be a Lightning spell. Valkyrie going down on the left-hand side. Here comes a Graveyard as well. Dark Prince going at the bridge. Valkyrie was not able to cross in time, so the tower is going to help clear out the Graveyard while the Hunter assists. Not too much damage on that left-hand side push. Here comes the Sparky rolling through on the left-hand side. Goblin Giant, Dark Prince. Valkyrie going to stop the Dark Prince at the bridge, but the Goblin Giant going to be rolling through. Freeze going to come down on the right-hand side. Snowball going to help take care of that Bowler. Nothing is going to be able to stop these flying dragons for Winter. And Sparky going to get taken down on the left-hand side. Hunter's going to come down in the middle, distract this Baby Dragon. Here comes a full health Bowler coming across the bridge. Tornado going to pull all this together, help take care of the Sparky, but the Sparky gets a blast off, takes the Bowler down, takes the Valkyrie down, and the Dark Prince on the defense. Winter up by just about 3 elixir. Inferno Dragon going in the back. No real damage has been dealt for either player here. Comes the Valkyrie on the right-hand side. Goblin Giant starting up in the back. Valkyrie going to be able to connect to the tower here. It's going to get 2 shots in. 2 huge shots right there for the Valkyrie. Now Sparky's coming down on the left-hand side. The Graveyard going to come down defensively. That will help take care of the Sparky. Tornado going to pull everything back for the Bowler and Baby Dragon. And a beautiful defense right here. Jabuz might have to Lightning Cycle. No big spell in the hands of Winter. If he defends the Graveyards and if he's able to cycle Lightnings, then this could be the game. Jabuz leaks a little bit of elixir there. This is going to be a good Lightning spell value on the right-hand side if he pulls the trigger, but he's going to pull the trigger, but it's going to be onto the units. Now the Goblin Giant coming down on the right-hand side, letting the Graveyard kind of take care of the Sparky. Probably see the Freeze coming down here. The Snowball going to knock this back. There's the Nado to pull everything back. The Inferno Dragon has been taken down. Sparky is there on the left-hand side. Still pretty healthy. Sparky going to be able to take this Bowler down. Might see a Snowball coming through onto the Inferno Dragon. No, doesn't have enough, but a double Sparky Blast onto the Bowler. And again, with only 13 seconds remaining, I don't think... Yeah, Jabuz not going to be able to get anything through. And this is going to be GG, well played. I think the Lightning Cycle needed to happen there. I really think that was Jabuz's only way to win that match. But it's going to be Winter tying things up at 1 game apiece. Let's take a look at the recap of that match. So, Winter taking it, tying it up 1-1 in this first set. Splash Yard with the freeze. You can see the amount of elixir leaked. Jabuz had 6 more elixir leaked. Right? 6? No, 5. 5 more elixir leaked. That's almost a lightning spell. He had 2 lightning spells of elixir leaked. And those 2 lightning spells could have won him the game. That's the difference. That's the difference. But here we go. Game number 3 of the first set coming in. Is it going to be Romania or Portugal? Minor wall breakers coming through. The cage was there. Zap coming in to slow that brawler down. Still going to get 2 shots in. Thought I was going to get that 3rd shot, but did not happen. Lava Hound coming through in the back. Mega Knight going to be able to slam down on this left-hand side. The mini P.E.K.K.A pressuring the right. Beautiful play from Jabuz. Mega Knight going to be able to slam this tower to 360. Jabuz has the arrows in hand, ready to go. Miner going to go through on the left-hand side. A beautiful placement, but Winter has the arrows. Great placement from the Miner to aggro the right-hand side tower and try to let those wall breakers connect. That was a very, very smart play from Jabuz. We got mini P.E.K.K.A coming through on the left-hand side. Jesus. Minions helping take care of this Hound. The tower goes down on the left-hand side. Miner's going to come down defensively. This is a lot of pressure on the left-hand side. Arrows are going to come through. Zap's going to come down and help take care of the Skeleton Dragons. Flying Machine going to be able to lock onto the tower, but gets taken down. Mega Minion did not get out in front. Minions are going to be there. Skeleton Dragons going to be able to take it down. Flying Machine pops in for 1 shot. The Miner's going to come down defensively. Nothing that Winter can do. Arrows aren't going to be enough. Miner going to get caught out by the mini P.E.K.K.A. And there it is. GG, well played. Jabuz taking the first set for Portugal. GG's, well played. Portugal taking set number 1. Let's take a look at that last match. A beautiful play from Jabuz right there. Was able to get the double lane pressure with the Mega Knight, and then the mini P.E.K.K.A going opposite lane really forced Winter to split things up, and that is when the Lava Hound went down in the back. That Jabuz went with the Mega Knight and then had the split lane pressure going through because Winter was trying to build up a push on the left-hand side. So very well played from Jabuz. And then that Miner in that on the side of the tower that aggroed the opposite tower to distract those wall breakers. Beautiful play. Really made Winter kind of waste more elixir than he probably wanted to defend that, with Miner going to the weak side tower and then wall breakers going on the strong side tower. So very well played for Jabuz in that matchup. But the second matchup of Romania and Portugal is going to be Vitor versus Shadow. So let's get into that matchup here. We got Vitor versus Shadow coming through. Portugal is up 1-0. Rogos taking down the cage. Oh, Vitor had a giant skeleton. The left-hand side was the time to play it, or the right-hand side was the time to play it. Little tip: if you're playing Fisherman and you don't know if your opponent has a giant skeleton, never play Fisherman in the back, because if the Fisherman is in the back and your opponent plays a giant skeleton at the bridge, the fisherman will pull the giant skeleton to the tower. And it's a free, like, 1,000 damage for your opponent. So unless you know your opponent does not have giant skeleton, and you have fisherman, do not play fisherman behind your king tower. Bob34, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Alright, so we have a Mega Knight Graveyard deck going up against a Royal Giant deck. Beautiful timing on the Royal Giant, keeping this Hunter alive, and the Hunter gets blasted down by the Mega Knight. Fisherman pulling that E-Wiz in. 2 shots from the Royal Giant on the left-hand side. Here comes a Graveyard on the left. Log going to be coming down. That was a value log. Took down like 7 or 8 skeletons. Mega Knight going to be jumping to the King Tower. And no, not the King Tower, the Crown Tower. But no, didn't have enough health left. Fisherman going to be pulling this Royal Giant in. Fireball's going to be coming down. The Fireball going to knock that Fisherman back. Royal Giant going to be able to at least get 1 shot off on this left-hand side. Now a huge barrage of troops coming down this left-hand lane. Log's going to come through and kind of take care of all that. You get really good damage onto the E-Wiz Hunter and Brawler while it takes down the Fisherman in the back. And an easy cleanup there for Vitor. Vitor in a very strong position right now. Fisherman going to be pulling the Fisherman across the river. Mega Knight going to be jumping down onto that Royal Ghost. The Hunter going to be able to help take that Mega Knight down. Skeletons barrage that E-Wizard. And just like that, Shadow closing the gap a little bit. Going to have to defend this Royal Giant. Fisherman pulling forward. Royal Giant extremely healthy. Fireball with the assist, and just 1 more Fireball is going to be able to wrap this game up. Shadow has to take this tower down on this push. Snowball going to be come through, doesn't even connect to the E-Wiz, and Vitor will be able to take game number 1. GG, well played by Vitor. Very well played in that matchup. We'll take a look at the match recap here. But wow, very well played from Vitor right there. Knew exactly what he had to do to be able to take those, take the pushes, take the Goblin Cages off the table. And there it is. There's the matchup. Yeah, I think Vitor really had the matchup here. He played it really well. If you make a mistake, it's easy for a deck like Shadows to really take this down. I will say Shadow is very lucky that Vitor did not have a Giant Skeleton Royal Giant variation, because Shadow played the Fisherman in the back before, like, when only 2 cards were out. So if this was the Giant Skeleton variation, it would have been a much easier matchup for Vitor. But Vitor taking game number 1. Puts Portugal up 1-0. We'll see how this is going to play out for game number 2. Heading to Hog Mountain. The old school legendary arena. The nostalgia is real in this arena. You know, I just thought of this a little too late, because we already know what Season 20 is. But I think it would have been really cool to have a flashback February for Season 20. And, like, this became the Legendary Arena. And, like, there was an emote. The Pass Royale emote was the OG Legendary Trophies. Wow, Vitor taking a tower on the first push. Those skeletons racking up the damage onto the King Tower. The freeze coming through, so the balloon going to be able to connect to the tower. Snowball going to be coming down. Snowball is going to help take that balloon down. I swear I had this on Do Not Disturb. That's fine. Yeah, I think it would have been cool to have like a flashback February season And this is like the legendary arena. That would have been super cool. All right, so 7:18 remaining on this right-hand side. Bowler getting the splash damage onto the cannon cart. Mega Minion for that baby dragon. The freeze coming down on the left-hand side. Fireball going to knock the balloon back, but the snowball not going to be able to connect, so the balloon death damage is going to get through here. 369 remaining. Shadow does not have a big spell. Has to get another balloon connection. With 30 seconds left, we'll see if it's possible, or is Shadow going to get eliminated in the second set. Knight coming down here. Here comes the Mega Minion onto the Inferno Dragon and Baby Dragon. Bomb Tower in hand for Vitor. The Snowball going to knock that back. The freeze coming down. The cannon cart was actually pulling that balloon backwards. And this is going to be GG well played. Vitor with a clean 2-0 sweep to put Portugal up 2-0. GG well played. Let's take a look at the recap. We'll toss that up when it's available. Here it is. So there's the matchup. Vitor, a very, very strong first push on that left-hand side. Bowler went down in the back. Cannon cart Graveyard came out. Vitor played that matchup extremely well and was able to take the second set for Portugal over Romania. So next up is going to be the King of the Hill. We're going to have Derplight versus Trip. Derplight representing Portugal and Trip representing Romania. So, hey, this King of the Hill is do or die for Romania right now. They have to win this set if they want to stay alive in this matchup. Otherwise, they will be going down. And that 3-0 is definitely not how you want to start your no-tilt Worlds run. But here we go. What's up, Fusion? How's it going? Jan Benson, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. All right. So there's no deck restrictions in this King of the Hill. It's just a straight up King of the Hill. Very interesting deck from Trip so far, though. A bowler and a battle healer. Could be a balloon type deck. We did see bowler balloon free. Yep, there's the balloon. Hunter coming down from Derplight, the cage. Gonna help take care of this. The freeze is coming down. The Hunter is frozen in place. Balloon gets a drop onto the tower. Not able to get a second drop in there. Baby Dragon tanking for the bowler. Not long enough, though. The tower was able to take that bowler down before it got a stone to the tower. But the barb connecting for 2 shots. We're in the triple digits for the tower on the left-hand side. An aggressive first push for Trip, but it worked out. Graveyard push coming through on the left-hand side. Here comes a bowler to defend. Baby Dragon going to help defend against the Graveyard. Skeletons are starting to ramp up on the top left-hand side of the tower. The Skeletons are getting a ton of damage. Baby Dragon not able to take the Skeletons down quick enough. And now the tower down to 610. A beautiful push right there for Trip. Or for Derplight. And now Trip on the counterattack. Bowler knocking that Hunter back, but not able to keep it off the balloon long enough. And Derplight with a very easy defense. Mega Knight going down in the back. Inferno Dragon gonna get taken down here. Bowler knocking everything back. Here's the Battle Healer. Mega Knight slamming down. The Graveyard has started. Battle Healer going in the back. Baby Dragon up to the Mega Knight on the bridge. Battle Healer distracting these skeletons for a pretty decent amount. One skeleton sneaks away on the back right-hand side down to 208. And this is a massive push for Trip. Snowball going to be coming down. The freeze connects. Tornado pulling everything through. 13 seconds remaining. Can Derplight take this tower? The Graveyard coming down. Baby Dragon out of hand. Skeletons not able to spawn through the poison. Is it going to help? It's not going to be enough. 72 HP. And Derplight falls in game number 1. A beautiful counter push from Trip on that left-hand side to take the tower within the last 10 seconds. And Derplight just didn't have enough push to take it down. Let's take a look at that match recap. And there it is. Graveyard versus Balloon. Very interesting to have that Battle Healer in the deck, but hey, it ended up working out. The Bowler, Tornado, Baby Dragon, Freeze combo on the defense was just too much. Derplight really only had the E-Wiz and the Hunter to be able to take those balloons down, and it just was not enough. Just wasn't enough there. So the next matchup is going to be Felipe versus Trip. Trip remains on the hill, and we'll see if we'll be able to take this down. The request is up, and here we go, jumping into it. Game number 2 of King of the Hill. And remember, this is a do or die situation right now for Romania for this match. They're down 2-0. If they lose the King of the Hill, that's it. They're sent home packing. Lava Hound down in the back as the P.E.K.K.A comes out. Pushing same side here. The Ram Rider down in the back is far enough back so this Lava Hound will get caught onto the tower. P.E.K.K.A getting stopped by the Barbarians. Ram Rider able to get a pretty decent amount of damage on the left-hand side there. Flying Machine getting some good connections. Baby Dragon onto the pups. E-Wiz coming down out front. Helps slow this miner. Dark Prince keeping the E-Wiz alive. Fisherman going to be able to get to the tower. Gets one shot in there. Lava Hound down in the back. P.E.K.K.A this time going opposite lane. Here we go. Lava Hound crossing the bridge. Ram Rider pushing through with the P.E.K.K.A on the right-hand side. 6 seconds before double elixir kicks in. Flying Machine going to aggro the P.E.K.K.A on the right-hand side. Trip does have enough elixir for the Barbarians. Fireball's going to be coming through, and the Barbarians get wiped out as the Ram Rider is locked onto the tower. P.E.K.K.A taking care of the Brawler. Snowball going to be coming down. The arrows coming through. The E-Wiz coming in. A little bit of damage here and there being dealt to that left-hand side. 1190 remaining. Dark Prince comes down. Skeleton Dragons clean up the Dark Prince. Baby Dragon's there. Here we go. 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Ram Rider starting up in the back. Baby Dragon did get some splash damage on to the cage. Snowball knocking that back. A beautiful snowball. Ram Rider's going to be able to connect on the right-hand side, bringing it down to 602. Not able to get a second shot off. Here comes the Fireball onto the Flying Machine and the Hound. Fisherman pulling the Miner in. And the E-Wiz retargeting that. A beautiful pull with the Fisherman. Couple pups are going to be able to get some splash onto the left-hand side tower. No big spell for Trip. It's going to have to be Miner connection and arrows. Ram Rider starting up on the right-hand side. Here comes the P.E.K.K.A up front. Trip leaking a little bit of elixir there. Ewiz on to the Skeleton Dragons. Ram Rider going to be able to connect a beautiful fireball to clean up those barbarians. P.E.K.K.A still pretty healthy. Miner has to kite that P.E.K.K.A backwards. Felipe can afford to take that damage on the right-hand side. 12 seconds before triple elixir is going to be kicking in here. The cage coming down yet again. The barbs right up front. Fireball going to be coming into play here. No fireball. He's just going to leave that be. He's probably going to get huge fireball value on this right-hand side. No fireball value. Just going to hold on to that fireball for the barbarians. Mega Minion able to get one slap in there. Skeleton Dragon getting some good chip damage. Here comes the Hound on the left-hand side. P.E.K.K.A going to kite that Miner back. Here we go. Ram Rider going to be able to connect the fireball going onto the flying machine, so the barbs are able to help take care of the Ram Rider. These towers are dead even right now at 602. 554 on the left-hand side. P.E.K.K.A comes down on the right to tank that damage, and there's so... Oh my gosh, this is so close. Flying machine coming through. Does Trip have the cage? Fireball going to come down onto the left-hand side. The snowball going to be going through. 554, dead even again. The Ram Rider going to be able to connect for a shot. The Fisherman coming through. The P.E.K.K.A comes in, and GG, well played. Felipe takes down Trip. Wow, what a game. That game was so back and forth. 2 times the towers were dead even. That was insane. Wow. Let's take a look at that match recap. Oh my goodness. So close. Trip leaked a little bit more elixir, but other than that, man, what a game. That was very well played by both players. All right. So next up, we will have Felipe versus LTS for game number 3 in King of the Hill. It's tied up at 1-1 piece. This is a do or die situation for Romania. They're down 2-0 in the match. Carl, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. King Royale, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Man, these are some insane matches right now. See, our stats background is done nicely. Yeah, Stats Royale does a really good job. Alright, so it looks like, oh, I thought this was going to be Splash, or like a quicker balloon cycle. Still balloon, but he has giant skeleton in there. Giant skeleton gets taken down. Recruit getting some good chip damage on the right-hand side. The balloon coming down. Tornado pulling that together. Death damage is going to activate the King Tower. Might not be too much of a hassle, but we'll see. E-Spirit going to get a little bit of chip right there. Fisherman pulling that Giant Skeleton in a little bit closer. Here comes the Bomb Tower. LTS still does have the Tornado. Will most likely pull that balloon back to the middle. There it is. No death damage onto the tower. Balloon still pretty healthy. Snowball has to come down here from Philippe. There it is. Perfectly timed Snowball. No bomb drop, but the death damage is there. Death damage does help. Every little bit of damage helps, especially when it's a game that will probably go into deep overtime. Balloon starting up in the back. Fisherman pulling that Giant Skeleton in. There's the Inferno Dragon onto the balloon on the left-hand side. Tornado pulling all that together toward the Giant Skeleton Bomb. Now here's a huge push on the left-hand side. The Inferno Dragon's going to bypass the Bomb Tower. It's going to be able to lock onto the tower here. Tornado has already been taken out of play. The Inferno Dragon's going to heat up, and there it is. Felipe taking game number 2. A big misplay from LTS. Did not have anything to stop that Inferno Dragon. The Tornado was already used to pull everything together toward that Giant Skeleton Bomb and just did not have enough to stop it. Let's take a look at the match recap. And it will be Felipe going up 2-1. Can he complete the King of the Hill sweep and get the clean 3-0 for Portugal? The fate of Romania lies on Ice's shoulders. We'll see how this is going to play out. It is do or die for Romania right now. All up to Ice. And here we go. The possible final game. Possible mortar from Felipe. Log gonna be able to take care of the Spirit Goblins. Activating the King Tower right there. Ice has the Royal Giant, so King Tower activation, not a huge factor. 2 shots from the Royal Giant, still a good amount of damage. Here come the Royal Hogs on the right-hand side, so it's not going to be the Mortar. Fireball connecting with the Hogs. Log going to be able to help clean this Hunter up. Fireball Log combo from Ice. Very easy to take care of the Royal Hogs. A little bit of chip from those Spear Goblins. Alright, Real Giant getting some good chip damage there. Log, Hunter, the Earthquake coming in. Royal Hogs will be able to get a little bit of chip damage on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. Nothing too crazy though. Here comes the Royal Giant again. Delivery going to be coming down to help take care of the Hunter and that Ewiz. Beautiful fireball. Ends up missing 2 of the hogs. So 1 hog able to connect for a little bit of splash damage. The question is, does Felipe have enough to break through? Has to consistently get damage with the Royal Hogs, but very difficult to do so when you have Iwa's Hunter, Royal Ghost. Just everything the Royal Ghost is able to break through. That is going to be GG. Well played. Even with the Royal Giant stopped, a fireball would have done it. Ice keeping Romania alive. Oh my goodness. GG. Well played. So now it is going to be up to Lucas to see if Portugal can get the 3-0 sweep or if it's going to be Romania sending this to a set 4. Man, a very intense game. First set was 2-1. Second set was an 0-2. Or was a 2-0 for Portugal. But now here we go. Set 3. Going all the way in King of the Hill. Oh, man. So Lucas versus Ice. Now look at the lineup. Who do you guys think is going to win this? Let me know in the chat. Is it going to be Felipe? I mean, is it going to be Portugal? Or is it going to be Romania? We will be seeing set 4. Here we go. The request is up. And there it is. Let's hop into it. Game number 5. King of the Hill. Miner getting some good chip damage. If Supercell's next game is an MMO, that would be so fire. I would play that so much. I would literally play that 27 hours a day. Roadhogs coming through on the left-hand side. The barbs are in. We'll have to see if Lucas has a fireball or if it's going to be an earthquake. All right, both players dropping a cage, just playing very passively right now. Lava Hound getting good chip on the left-hand side. Look at the recruits on the left for Lucas. Getting a pretty good amount of damage. Lucas does have the fireball, so if he is able to pull off another Royal Hogs push, and Ice goes to defend with the Barbarians, Fireball will be able to take those down. Fly Machine going to be able to lock onto the tower. Here comes the Royal Hogs on the left-hand side. Snowball going to knock those back. The Cage not going to pull that Hound. A big misplay on the Cage. Miner going in on the backhand side. The recruits down. The Miner getting heavy chip damage. And Lucas has to push on the left-hand side. He has absolutely no choice. This left-hand tower is going to go down. The Piggies are going to be able to connect. The Barbs not down in time, and this is going straight to overtime. Lucas does have a lot of damage on that right-hand side already. Just above 1100 HP on that right-hand side tower. Miner going in on the top left-hand corner. The Hound comes down. Here come the Royal Hogs on the right-hand side. The cage is there. Piggy able to get one chip shot. Barbs stopping the recruits on the left-hand side. Even that King Tower is down to 1900. 60 seconds remaining. We are in triple elixir. The recruits coming down. Here come the Royal Hogs on the right-hand side. The cage coming in. Flying Machine gets stopped by the Mega Minion. The Fireball coming in. A huge Fireball. Snowball going to come down. The Royal Pigs are still going to be able to connect on the right-hand side. 643 remains. And this is looking like it is going to be GG. 30 seconds remaining. Here come the Royal Hogs. The cage is there. Flying Machine zappies onto the Hound. Another Flying Machine coming down. The Barbs are in the middle. Fireball down. GG, well played. Portugal with a 3-0 sweep. Man, that King of the Hill was intense. It went all the way, but it was Lucas coming out on top. And there you have it, folks. That's